Hi and welcome to the second exercise of topic 2, where we again have to check something about some number. Remember, in the first exercise we needed to check whether the number is positive or 0 or else it's negative. Now we have three cases. Either it's positive, either it's negative, or it's 0, and we have to decide which it is, or our program has to decide which it is, and write something accordingly. So for this I'm going to, of course, take my code from the previous exercise, okay, and see what I can do here. Again, I have to read in a number, so that doesn't change. And then I have my if statement checking if a number is negative. So if it's negative, I can decidedly just write a minus sign. But in the else case, I now have two cases. I can have a positive number or a zero number. So I have to, again, write an if statement. So let me show you that I'm writing an empty if statement with an else, just to check in this case. So if I'm in the first else, this means that my number is either positive or 0. So I have to check if it's strictly positive. Then I can write plus, and else it must be 0, so I will write 0. No need to check or to wonder if my number here, once I'm in the first else, whether my number can be negative. It can't, because then I would have gone into the if statement. So if it's negative, this is going to be printed, and then the first decision, the if else, is done, and my program continues here. If the number, on the other hand, is positive or 0, then I end up in the else, where I happen to have another decision making the decision whether it's strictly 0, bigger than 0 or equal to 0, so strictly positive or 0. So I'm either going to end up here writing plus or writing 0, and then my program continues here. There's nothing more to do in this outer else, so the else is done, and my program just continues here as well. That's how it works. Okay, let's see if this indeed works. So let's run the tests, and it seems to be okay. You can go and see what happens when you set a breakpoint, and you can run this with the debugger. So my program is going to ask for a number, right? So this is line 9. He's asking for a number, so let's add 13. Okay. And then my number now is 13, which is not smaller than 0. So this is going to be false, right? Let's evaluate the expression. This is false. So my execution will not go into the if, but jump to the else. See? It just jumped over the if and right into the else. There is going to make another decision. So 13, is it bigger than 0? Yes, it is. Okay, so that should show if we evaluate the expression. Indeed, it's going to be true. And so I'm going to go into this if, which is going to print the plus and then end up at the end of the else, which is also the end of the if else statement, the outer if else statement. Okay. You can do the other cases, the other two cases on yourself, see where the program takes you. What we often do when we only have one statement in a block, then you don't need the curly braces, so we can leave them off. Okay, like this. So this is also one statement only, this block, so I can leave off this. Now I can put the else and the if under each other. I can do the same here, because in this else I only have one statement. It's an if-else decision. This is one statement. So I can leave off these as well. Okay, and the if is also only harboring one statement, so I can leave off these curly braces as well, and I can put this else underneath this if. And what we often do is something like this. So let's take it from here. So what programmers tend to do is just write this on the same line and then line out all cases underneath. But this is just fooling around with how your page looks. It's not some new statement. So there's no such thing as an else if, okay? This is just because of the else happening to only have one if, that we write it on the very same line, and we tend to have the three cases aligned on the left, okay? So this is just changing the way things look, okay? Let's run the tests one more time, see if everything is okay. And then we're done with exercise 2 of topic 2. See you in the video for exercise 3.